Okay, so guys, here a force F is applied and this is ground. Okay, this is ground. Okay, wait, let me change the color of my pencil, a black one. Okay, here this is ground. Okay, this is ground, this is ground, and here I had apply a force. Okay, and this here is mu is, let's suppose mu is equal to 0.3. Okay, usually people take it less than 1, so I had taken 0.3. It's okay, guys. Okay, and let's suppose here this F is 2 Newton. This F is 2 Newton, and here this mass is 2 kg. 2 kg. Okay, guys, this mass is 2 kg. Okay, you know. Okay, okay, guys. Okay, so what we have to find is what we have to check that this block will move or not. We have to check. There's some step we have to follow. First, check steps. Okay, the procedure, algorithm, whatever we want to say. First step is check whether check it whether it move or not. It move or not. Okay, check where it move or not. Okay, or not. First thing, and second thing is we have to check it. Second thing is, okay, we have to check it. Second thing is, if move, what should be the friction? Move, what should be the friction? What should be the friction? Okay, what should be the friction? Or not, or not. Then what is the value of friction? Then what is the value of friction? What is the value of friction? Okay, value of friction. We have to find all these things. Okay, what should be the value of friction? Okay, guys, so who is going to help us? Okay, who is going to help? We do this by we have written nearly 2 or 3 equations with the help of that equation. Okay, guys, here what is the first equation is that F is equal to F. Okay, F is equal to F. Okay, the applied force is equal to friction if 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 F is less than equal to mu n. Okay, mu n. Here mu may be a static or kinetic, depend upon. Okay, here mu n. Here mu is a static. So F is equal to mu n if F is less than mu n. Okay, guys. And what is the maximum value of friction? Maximum value F maximum, Fr maximum is equal to mu static and okay. So we have to check. We have to check what is the maximum value of friction. What is the maximum value of friction? We have to check. We first check, then we will going to determine. So maximum value of friction is 2 into n. Here n is equal to mg. Okay, n is equal to mg because here n is equal to mg. Think about why. Okay, how can you think? By drawing. Okay, why? You should think, you should do it by yourself. This is a necessary step. N is equal to mg. To find n is equal to mg, it is very important. Okay, what is the hint here? Here there should be no acceleration along this direction. There should be no acceleration along this direction. Okay, so 2 into g, let's suppose g is 10 into 0.3. This is 6. Okay guys, so here maximum mu n is 6 newton. This means, and how much force we had applied? We had applied 2 newton. This means here F applied, here F is 2 is less than 6. This means F is equal to Fr is equal to F. Okay guys, friction force is equal to Fr. So okay, so we had determined that F is equal to Fr. Okay guys, oh now if this is happening, then object is not going to move, going to move not going to move. Okay, okay, not going to move. Then object, if this is happening, object is not going to move because it is in static. Okay, now so you should think in this manner. First is you should think about this, that F is equal to Fr. This is important one. F is equal to Fr if F is less than mu1, and okay, and maximum value of friction is this, and F is okay mu n if F applied is greater than okay mu F maximum. Let me write F maximum. Okay, so you should keep in mind these two things. Okay guys, so here by this we will easily determine what should be the friction. If if this satisfy, then friction is equal to applied force. If this satisfy, then friction is equal to maximum value of friction, which is F is equal to mu1. Okay, which is equal to F is equal to mu1 if this satisfy. Okay, and here mu here in general is kinetic. Here mu is here in general kinetic. Okay guys, so you should keep in mind these things. Okay, let me write down mu k, and most probably there is no sharp difference between mu k and mu s. Okay, whatever question it is given, you can write mu k. If mu is greater than F maximum, then F is equal to mu k into n. Okay guys, so these are the important. So by this method we can calculate by this we can calculate value of friction. Okay, value of friction, we can calculate value of friction. Okay guys, what should be the value of friction? We can easily calculate. By this we can easily calculate what should be the value of friction. Okay, so you should do it by yourself. Now let me take a new page. Okay, so we can do it by yourself. Okay, now so there are two steps in friction. First is to determine value of friction. First step is, and second step is we have to determine what should be the value of friction. Okay, and second step is the friction is a force, so it must have a direction. So we have to determine direction of friction. Okay, direction of friction. So we have to determine what should be direction of friction. So we had understand this. Who is going to help us? Two equation. F R friction is equal to F applied. Okay, if F is less than equal to mu n. Okay, here mu is a static. Okay, and if F is okay, if F is greater than mu s n, then friction force F friction force is equal to mu k n. Okay, so these two equations are very powerful and very important to use. Okay, you should, okay, you have to do practice on it. So this equation is going to help us, it is going to help us in determining what should be the magnitude of friction. Okay, so there are two steps in friction force. First is to determine magnitude, determine the value of friction, and second is determining direction. This is the very important. You know, a lot of people commit a mistake. You know, a lot of people, what people most of the time do is they just say that friction force F friction is equal to mu into n. They just say that value of friction is equal to mu into n, and this is not true. It is not always happen. Sometimes friction will be F applied force. Okay, if this satisfy, and if this satisfy, then friction is equal to mu into. So this is not happen always. Okay, it's not going to happen always. Okay, okay. So you know, in calculating the value of friction, you should be careful. You should be think with the help of these two equations. Okay, okay. Now another important thing is to determine direction of friction. This is the very important thing. Okay, so you know, what is the function of what is the function of friction? Function, okay, function of friction is is function of friction is to oppose, here this is the important, oppose relative motion, relative motion. What is the function of friction is? Function of friction is to oppose relative motion between the surfaces. Okay, to oppose relative motion between the surfaces. What is the function of friction is? Function of friction is to oppose relative motion between the surfaces. Okay, so it is very important thing. Okay, so you know, here this is what it mean by saying oppose, and this is the relative motion. So this is the important, these two term is very important to you, oppose and relative motion between the surfaces. And it is, these two term are, okay, mathematical term. You have to understand it, you have to understand it. Okay, these two term are very important, oppose, and this is the relative motion between the surfaces. Okay, so try to understand these things with the help of questions. Okay, with the help of question. So you know, in previous question I had tell you that this is surface, and here this is a 2 kg block, 2 kg block, and here 2 Newton force is applied, 2 Newton. Okay, here mu s is equal to 0.3 Newton. Okay, so we had calculated that here F maximum value of friction is equal to 6 Newton, and since you know this here the applied force is less than 6, so here friction force is equal to Fi is equal to 2 Newton. Okay guys, you know, in this case this is a ground, you know, this is ground, this is ground, this is ground. So in this case, you know, determining the friction force is may look very simple. Okay, but you know, there are so many complicated cases in which you cannot draw the determine the direction of friction by simple looking the question. Okay, a question like this, you know, this is surface, here these are the very famous questions, it's given in every book, a lot of people do mistake. This is, here you had apply a force on this, so people ask you what is the friction force between these, what is the friction force here, what is the friction force here. So it is, in such case it is very complicated to determine the friction. You know, a more simple thing which we ignore is here, if this is a book, and here is a pen, here is your pen. Okay, you have to determine what is the friction between this. Here you had apply a force, you know a lot of people here do mistake. Okay, common mistake, common mistake, because he just said that friction oppose the motion. Why? What is the okay, a lot of common mistake. Yeah, if somebody asks you what should be the direction of friction on this pen, so many people do mistake. Okay, so, and what is the reason of this mistake is that they think what they think that, okay, they think that friction is friction oppose motion, friction oppose motion, but this is not true, this is not correct. What most of the people think, that most of the students think that friction oppose motion. This is not true. Friction does not oppose motion, it opposes relative motion between the surfaces. Okay, between the contact surfaces, it opposes relative motion between the surfaces, surface in contact. Okay, in contact, contact, it opposes relative motion between the surface in contact. Okay, so these are the important thing you should. Okay, so in this case, the determining of friction by simple natural sense, by simple common sense, is quite simple. But you cannot determine what should be the action of friction here, you cannot determine what should be the action of friction on this pen. Okay, become very difficult for you. So we are going to help to determine the question with the help of this statement: relative motion between the surfaces, oppose relative motion. This is the very important statement. Okay, so let's see how we will do it. Okay, just wait. Okay, guys, so the function of friction is to oppose relative motion between the surfaces. Okay, so let's just come to the question, which is quite simple, let me draw. Okay, okay, this is a line. Okay, yeah, I had apply a force. Okay, yeah, force F is equal to 2 Newton. F is equal to 2 Newton. Okay, guys, here this mass is 2 kg, and here F maximum, which I calculated here, is 6 Newton. Okay, guys, I want to determine. Okay, guys, this is a very simple question, and my aim is to explain the things with the help of simple question. I am not going to give you, bombard you the first question, a very difficult one. Okay, what I want, that after learning with me, you are able to solve tough problem by yourself without my help. Okay, so this is the purpose of my lectures, this is my ultimate aim. Okay, to provide you sufficient confidence to encounter any type of big problem. Okay, any problem. Okay, so so when I solve this question in first look, it may look weird, it may look funny to you. You think, yeah, this man is mad, why it is solving this question with such a long method. Okay, but it is quite common. Okay, and it is, if you do it, then you are able to solve any question on friction. Okay, any question on Newton's law. Okay, guys, if you follow my lectures, so there will be no problem, you are able to encounter any type of problem on Newton's law, on friction. So just follow with me. Okay, and this is the not new things. Okay, these things are given in SC Verma. It is not that I arbitrarily come and just start telling you do this. Okay, these things are given in SC Verma. Okay, these are the standard method. Okay, people adopt it. Okay, so you should, okay, so you should read it. SC Verma is very nice book, you should read that book. A special theory is wonderful. So here, uh, F is here. I had applied 2 Newton, so and here F maximum is 6 Newton. So my friction force will be less than my friction force Fr. Fr is equal to 2 Newton. But I don't know what should be direction. Okay, guys, the function of friction force is to oppose relative motion. Function of friction force oppose relative motion. Oppose relative motion. Relative. Oppose relative motion. This is L. Okay, relative motion. This is the simple function of friction. The function of friction is to oppose relative motion. Now, okay, guys. So, what first step is? So, okay, think. Just assume there is no friction. There is no friction. Okay, this is the okay. What is my purpose? Our purpose is to determine aim to determine direction of friction. Okay, determine direction of friction. Okay, direction of friction. This is our aim. We want to determine what should be direction of friction. So first thing we have to assume that there is no friction. Okay, let's assume, follow these things. Okay, don't argue on these things. Okay, so let's assume there is no friction. If there is no friction and if I will apply a force of 2 Newton in this direction, what should be the motion of this block? Okay, this block A. What should be the motion of this block A? If there is no friction, if I apply a force of 2 Newton, what should be the motion? Okay, of course this will move, this block will move. So block will move in this direction. Okay, block will move in this direction. And what should be the direction of motion of this surface? Okay, what should be the direction of this surface? Ground. Whatever force I applied, because the ground has huge amount of mass, it will be stationary. Okay, ground stationary, 0. So I wanted to find what should be the direction. What I wanted to do, I wanted to find direction of friction force. Okay, on friction force on block A. Okay, on block yeah, I wanted to do this. What should be the direction of friction force on this block A? Okay, so so okay, who is apply this friction force? The surface, ground. Okay, who is apply this friction force? Ground. Okay, so question is, who has applied? Who will apply friction force on A? Who will apply friction force on A? Answer is ground. Who will apply friction force on A? Ground. Okay, ground. Who will apply friction force on A? Is ground. Okay, guys. Now, yeah, who will apply friction force on ground? Okay, so I wanted to find what is the direction of friction force on block A. Okay, so this is the motion. This is the direction. This is direction of motion. This is direction of motion of this A. This is direction of motion of this A. Okay, and this is in stationary. So I have to find direction of motion. Okay, direction of motion of A with respect to ground. Direction of motion of A with respect to ground. Okay, so V of A with respect to ground, this should be equal to velocity of A minus what should be velocity of ground. And what is the velocity of ground is? Okay guys, I had taken, okay, this direction, this I had taken this direction as positive. Okay, so this is my positive direction. So, and this is also ground is 0. So what is the velocity of ground is 0. So VA minus 0. So velocity of A with respect to ground is equal to VA. Okay, velocity of A with respect to ground is VA. Okay, the function of friction is to oppose, the function of friction is to oppose relative motion. I had find what is the direction of relative motion of A with respect of what is the direction of relative motion of A with respect to ground. So I had find the direction. Okay, oppose means, I had said to you in my previous lecture that you should think about what is the meaning of oppose. The meaning of oppose is whatever direction I had determined. Oppose means this will be just opposite to it. This means that if this is the direction of relative motion, the direction of friction will be just opposite to this. So this will be direction of friction force. This will be direction of friction force. Okay, in this question, in first look it may be very easy to determine what should be direction of friction force, but this step is necessary to encounter how to determine direction of friction force in big question. Okay, so we had determined the direction of friction force in on A. Okay, what should be direction of friction force on A? So this will be this direction. This direction will be direction of friction force on A. Okay, question is who has applied? Who will apply? Who has applied this force? Okay, who has applied this force? This force F, friction force. Answer is ground. Okay, answer is ground. Okay guys, here the Newton third law come into picture. Here Newton third law come into picture. If this friction force is applied by ground, then will block A also apply friction force on ground? Will block A also apply friction force on ground? A question is yes, block A will apply friction force on ground. Okay, block A will apply friction force on ground. So by Newton third law, what should be the direction of this friction force which is applied by block A on the ground? It will be this. It will be this. This is the friction. This is the direction of friction force on ground, and this is applied by block A. Okay, so you should do these things by yourself. Okay, you should, if you practice nearly 2 or 3 questions, you just get ready for it. Okay, you have to, but you have to practice. Okay, so this is the method by which people determine the friction force, and the first step is we have to assume that there is no friction. By assuming this, try to find out what should be the direction of motion. Okay, if you find the direction of motion, then try to find out, then determine on which block you are wanted to find direction of friction, and okay, then find who is going to apply the direction of that friction force on that block. Okay, after that you have to determine the direction of relative motion, then just opposite to this direction will be direction of friction force. Okay, so don't bother, you are not going to understand whatever I had said. It's natural. Okay, so we'll learn these things in solving the question. Okay, so this is the simple question, and I had explained how to determine the friction force. Okay guys, so thank you.